Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Gray here. Welcome back to another video, and in today's episode, we're trying something a little bit different. I'm doing a show called Jumpstart, which is a show where we kind of talk to 18 to 25-year-olds about their money, finances, what they want to do with their life, and I kind of give them the money talk that I don't think any of us really ever got in high school or anything like that. So, on today's episode, I'm with MJ. We're sitting down and talking about she's got a new job coming up, a lot of other things. And there's a lot of things that I'm going to talk about throughout this episode. So I have a few of these lined up, and I really am excited to make this series. It's going to be both on YouTube if you're watching this, and also if you're listening to this, check out the YouTube page. We got really great stuff over there, so check that out. Should be coming out with these periodically. Super excited to keep making these episodes. This is something I'm going to throw in between the Taught Me How to Run a Business videos and just the overall money questions that I want to answer here on this channel. So let's kind of hop into it. So MJ, she's 20 years old. She just started a new job in marketing, and she has a kid. So that's really what's going to sway a lot of what I talk about in this episode, as I typically have general advice that I would give somebody my age or around my age in terms of finances. But part of what the show is talking to them about their current situation and then applying what I know and what I want to talk to them about and what they want to do and building a plan around that. So because she has a kid and because she's about to come into a very great income for her age, what that leaves us with is a situation where we want to build up retirement. We want to build up a safety net, a savings account, investment accounts, possibly a college fund for the kid. Things that she, as far as I can tell, is already doing in terms of retirement accounts and things like that. We talk a little bit more throughout the episode of how she is planning on handling a lot of this money that she's coming into, because her income has grown from 20 or 30K all the way up to 80. And throughout later in the episode, we talk about the other things that she wants to do. But so let's see what exactly how she feels about finances. How do you feel financially? How do you feel in your total situation?
Like right now, like as of today on July
1st, yeah.
July 1st. I feel great. I'm like excited to be able to make more money. So next week is when I start my new position. But I'm really excited because I have like a bunch of money saved up, and I've been like, okay, if this falls through, I'll be fine, whatever. But it's like, I'm really excited to like start this new stone of making money. And being able to go up to my father and be like, I got a Tesla now too.
So what Tesla does he drive?
I think
We kind of talked about this.
I think a S. It's a Model S. And
Can I have his number after the show? I just want to call.
you.
I've always
Yeah.
wanted to ride in one.
Yeah, I got
That's
you.
really cool.
I got you.
So
He doesn't even text me, so I doubt he'll.
So what's the difference between what you were making and what you're going to make? How much are you making now?
So it is like almost 4 times.
Dang. That's a huge jump.
So it's like, so right now I'm working at a school. So I'm making like $24,000 a year. Can't live off of that. Not anymore. Anyway.
And you have a kid, right?
Yeah.
Who's behind me. Are you watching Bluey? Yeah, they're watching Bluey.
Yeah.
Also, that's the live. This is a terrible angle to see them. They have their own angle. I'll cut to that. But
The wave. But yeah.
But how old is he?
He's
7, 8 years
1.
old.
He's
Oh,
1.
okay.
He'll be 1. Oh, well, he is 1. He just turned 1 on the 16th of June. Little baby bean.
Okay, so on like a scale of 1 to 10, obviously your income going up, that's gonna probably make you feel a lot better. But overall, like your knowledge on finances, kind of what to do with your money, do you feel like you're doing well with it, especially now that it's gonna increase?
So
You feel like you're gonna get better with it?
I feel like I will, but also I'm a person that likes to give. I love to give people things.
Oh, we'll
and that's
get
like
there. We'll definitely get there. This episode's gonna be so entertaining.
I love to give. So like my love language is gifting to others. Like that is like something I love to do. I love to gift to people. And I would.
There's one person apparently in particular on this statement that you
was-
really liked giving to.
And they were my roommate. They were roommates.
And they were roommates.
So
Are y'all still together?
no.
Not to spoil it.
Ew, no.
So were
absolutely
y'all
not.
together during this statement?
When what?
This would have been, I can look. Hold on.
He was still my roommate, but we weren't together.
Jesus, my roommate. This would have been April 10th to May 10th. Were y'all still obviously still roommates, but were y'all together?
We were trying to fix things because that was the last time I talked to you, right? Like when
about that time, yeah.
And so yeah, we were trying to fix it, but I kind of just was like, I gave up because once you've chosen some stuff, I decided I wanted to not be a part of that.
Do you want to talk about all that on the internet? I'm just kidding. Well, so we'll get into that in just a second. Anyway. So you said it's going to be like 4 times what you were making.
Yeah.
Is there anything in your life that you feel is going to change now that you're making?
Well, I'm going to be going back. I'm going to be going to school.
Okay. What are you going for?
I'm going for computer science. I'm going to Massachusetts Institute of Technology.
So you've been accepted?
I've been accepted.
That's so really impressive.
Because of my SAT score.
What was it?
1592.
Okay, mine was 1080. I think. I don't even remember now.
Good job.
Mine was low. Yeah.
Yeah.
But okay, that's really cool.
That's great. Yeah.
So are you moving there, or are you just doing online?
No, I'm going to be doing online for a little bit. If they need me to go there, I can like obviously go there. But like, I'm going to be doing this marketing job for a little bit. Because the only way I was able to get it was because I knew a person, this person knew a person, this person. So
that's typically how it goes.
Yeah.
Getting better jobs like that.
Yeah.
Do you make a monthly budget, or do you just kind of?
So I actually do weekly budget.
Weekly. Okay.
So
what does that mean?
So like monthly. So I do monthly based off of rent and the bigger bills. Weekly is like if I want to go buy my friends something.
Just one person.
No, it's actually multiple people. I'll buy my coworkers like McDonald's daily.
Oh, I saw. I've seen
like,
the statement.
I'll buy them McDonald's daily, and then I'm like, okay, well that's fine, and then I'll do that, and yeah, I'm too nice. I feel like, yeah.
Why do you think that is? Is it like how you grew up, or is it more?
I mean, there's a range of a lot of reasons.
Do you want people to like you? Is that what it is?
My dad.
I didn't mean to call you out.
My dad doesn't like me, so I want other people to like me. I'm filling that hole.
I just want to touch on that. So why do you feel you're in a position to give, or is it just more of like?
It's just more of like, I want to.
Yeah.
Like I know I don't have to. I know I don't have to, but I'm going to, because.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, we're there.
Yeah.
And yeah, we're just.
So is your dad good with money? Or hold on, I'll ask better. I'll ask it better than that. How is your dad with money?
So he sees a brand new car. He goes, I want a car.
The Tesla, right?
Yeah.
The Tesla Model S.
The Tesla. So my parents would have been out of debt. Would have been out of debt by next year in October.
What are they in debt for? Is it student loans, mortgage?
My mom, she got hurt and went to a bunch of shit. So she has her master's in social work. Mm-hmm. And so she has she went to a lot of like private schools, like private universities for it. So she has like hundreds. I think it's a lot better now. I haven't talked to my dad, so I don't know. But she also got hurt, and so she couldn't go to school, so she owes them money and other people money, and so it's a whole thing. Yeah. But I will say...
so how much is left?
I don't know. Last I knew, I think it was like at $60,000.
How much do they make a year? Minimum? Like on the low end, if you guessed?
$900,000. My dad makes a lot of money. He's a global cyber...
Seriously, though, if you want to send me his number, I'll cold call him and just be like, hey, buddy, you want to be on my financial show?
Like, global lead of cybersecurity at Microsoft.
So you quite literally, when you're playing video games, you can say your dad works at Microsoft.
I do.
You can say
My
that.
My dad works at Microsoft.
That's actually really cool.
Account. No,
he's going to ban you?
No, because I would say that as like a joke, like the COD lobbies. But I did it in Minecraft because, I'm just.
My dad works there. He can ban you now.
I would make a joke like, my dad works at Microsoft. And so they were like, no, they don't. And then like, no, he doesn't. They would come over and see the Microsoft like logos everywhere. My dad wearing his badge going to work. And they're like, oh.
He actually works there. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty funny.
It's wild.
Besides the Tesla, is there any...
There's a lot. You want to go into it? Let's go into it.
I mean, that's why we're here. What other big stuff does he...
He likes so it's a pattern. So my dad has ADHD, so like there's a new hobby every 6 months of like a new hyperfixation.
Yeah.
So
What's
this
the current
last
one?
right now is golf.
Oh my god, it's like the presidents. Do you see the debate?
No, I
Do you see?
didn't.
They spent 22 seconds talking about childcare and like 532 seconds or something stupid talking about golf. Like they spent more time talking about their handicap in golf than they did talking about like actual problems in the country.
I heard that there was so much in it, and I need to watch the debate.
Trump's like, my handicap's 4, and Biden's like, I got mine down to 6. So
like,
stupid.
okay.
I don't know what that means, but I just know it's golf.
It's golf.
But
yeah, no, he right now it's golf. And so upstairs he has a whole studio for music and like recording.
does he play anything?
Yeah, he does.
Oh,
No,
okay.
he does. My
That
dad,
was at least one of the fixations. Was learning music.
It's the longest fixation.
Oh, okay.
So he has like a whole room like up in his office that's dedicated to music. So he has a whole drum set, basses, guitars, pianos, and like
This guy's
everything.
like a superhero. The Bruce Wayne is
He
back.
reminds me of Iron Man, low key, just the way. Because when you walk into the room, there's like, it's like, I'm gonna get distracted. There's like multiple monitors, and then there's like a whole everything. Like there's a desk, and then there's like chairs and where you can play. But like my dad and I, we've recorded some music before. We
Is it gangster rap? Like what exactly are we recording here?
He does. So I do
Country solos?
No.
Acapella?
No. I do more of like a rock. And he does rock. Lately, he's been like kind of dabbling into jazz, like a jazzy rock. There's one song that we've been working on, but from the last time I talked to him. But yeah.
He just has all these different fixations that
He has a bunch of fixations.
He just kind of spends
So
all of
he
his
has
money on
hunting-
these bigger
he has
things.
hunting as a fixation, has music as a fixation.
I guess when you make $900K a year, you
just
can
find out what you want to do
Yeah.
every weekend instead
and just
of being
spend
with
all
your
your money on
kids.
that. Yeah.
Anyway, there was
I mean,
one
I
where
would
he
too.
got into like building cars, so he built a car from like nothing.
Is he Dean from Gilmore
Like-
Girls? What the? He just built. I hate that that's the reference I decided to choose. But so he just builds cars.
He just was like, I'm gonna build a car, and he built a car. Like he bought the shell of a MGB 1978, whatever the
Yeah.
one with the chrome bumper. The other one is a rubber bumper.
Same. I understand what you're saying.
You don't know. It's okay.
no idea.
It's cool.
That's
I have
okay.
no idea. Like to do, but I also get so caught up in like being with my son and working. I don't have time
Yeah.
to do the things I like. So I really like photography, and I really, really love photography. I got a really nice camera with different stuff.
What kind
like-
did you get?
What?
What kind of? Is it Nikon or Canon?
It's a Canon.
Okay, good. We can be friends.
All
Okay,
right.
all 3 of these are Canons.
And so I have like a bunch of like I love photography, but I also really, really like I like music as well. So photography and music, and I used to love like recording videos. I used to do that for a while, and then I kind of just like I stopped everything, and I just but now like I'm like at a place where I'm like, okay, I can put my priorities here. I can put my priorities here, because the biggest thing is making sure you have your priorities set.
Yeah.
And that's
Knowing what to spend your money on, and then
Yeah.
if there's stuff left over, then maybe we can
exactly.
get to that. But so as the episode went on, one thing I have noticed is when talking to her about her dad and how her dad handles money. When we were talking before the episode, that was a big question she had: is why do I handle my money differently than my dad does, and why does it seem I handle it a lot better? And as I got to talking to her, I kind of noticed I don't know if she actually does handle it better. I think she's handling it well, and I think as she comes into more money, I think she can handle it well. But I do feel like she is kind of repeating what she claims her dad does. So she says that he has a lot of hobbies, he does a lot of things, and he kind of switches from thing to thing. She has a motorcycle. She has a car. She says she likes music, she likes photography, she wants to put money into that. As far as I can tell, I think she does bounce around a little bit the same way that her dad does. And in no way is that an attack or derogatory thing, but as I mentioned, part of this show is talking about the psychology around money, how we talk to ourselves, how we kind of explain our financial situations to ourselves, the stories we tell ourselves, and how that applies to money. Because obviously, if you think you're poor, you're going to be poor. If you think you're rich, you are hopefully going to act rich. But one thing in particular is the fact that she thinks that she can save her way to safety. That's something I noticed throughout the episode, is how she has like rocket money automatically saving money for her, but there's no system to it. And she has multiple emergency funds, and they're all kind of spread out in different places. And she wants to use debt, but she doesn't actually use it for anything. She doesn't want to buy a house anytime soon or anything, so she just wants to have that safety of it. And I think it's admirable to want that. But at the same time, I do think because her dad constantly chases dopamine, chases different hobbies and things like that, I do think that she's kind of chasing something. Whether that be somebody's approval, whether that be being enough, whether that be having enough safety, whatever it may be. Maybe it's for her kid. I don't necessarily know. And as the episode goes, we can kind of see that. But I do think that in her situation, setting out good financial markers on where she needs to hit by a certain age in order to land where she wants to land, I think is very important. So, okay, I want to try something.
Okay.
And I was going to get a piece of paper, but I'm not going to now. I'm going to hide the piece of paper I do have, though.
Okay.
How much do you think on this statement, which was from like April to May, how much do you think you spent eating out?
$2,000.
Okay. You're close.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. You spent $529.
Oh,
so
okay.
I'm not here to like roast you on what you spent your money on. They are.
Okay.
On the other show.
Fine. It's okay.
But so I'm not gonna roast you because I spend a lot too on eating out. But
yeah, look at you. I'm kidding.
Yeah, look at me. but out of everything that you spent money, that was probably one of the, because there's your rent and then you had a car payment. Is it paid off now?
It is paid off.
What car is it?
It is a Hyundai Kona 2020. It's the most mom car with the orange. It's bright orange.
I do like the color though. That is a nice color.
I don't like the color. But at least I can find it in a parking lot.
Gets a car and then proceeds to not like the color.
But
that's the most American.
At least it's paid
That's true.
off.
I am proud of you for that. That is very good. I do have a few questions for you, and I'm not gonna roast your spending too much.
No, it's okay.
I do have a few questions though.
That's
so, how in the world did you DoorDash 45? Hold on. I'll find it. Hold on. It was like, what is your go-to? I need to know this.
So
what is your go-to Taco Bell order?
So I get like 2 bean cheese burritos, and
just 2.
That's it. But because the rest of it's Josh.
You DoorDash food to your ex?
He's living in the same house as, well, he was living in the same house as me. So I would ask him if he wanted food, and so he would give me money for food.
Did he give you money?
He gave me, it was like in cash because
I don't believe you.
I can call, you want to call him? No,
I don't want to call him. I really don't.
No. Because he's heartbroken right now, and it's
okay, now I kind of want to call him just a little bit. So most of these DoorDash, because I was almost impressed because
most of the DoorDashes is because of him.
You spent $45.16 for Taco Bell, and then you spent $37.72 at Taco Bell. Chick-fil-A, I understand. That was $26.05.
That was just for me.
But Chick-fil-A is expensive.
Chick-fil-A was just me, and I also got a little extra thing because of Finley.
Yeah, so that makes sense. And then I did. So I'm just asking a few questions just to get a better idea of your financial state. How much is your car insurance?
$200.
Okay, because I didn't see that on here. The only thing I did see was Geico, and it was $28.
That was for my motorcycle insurance.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. I was wondering what that was. Do you pay for your car insurance, or somebody else?
Josh paid it for it.
That month he paid for it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we would go back and forth on who would pay the insurance, so we could put money aside.
I need to start a different show that isn't finances so I can ask you questions about all your relationships. That is entertaining.
That sounds so bad.
I'm not roasting you. I've
been in one the entire time.
It's called Tea Time.
I've been in one with you. Well, now I'm in another one, but like anyway. That's another time.
That's another time. Okay. And then, so you said you spent $2,000 eating out.
I feel well like
Take an actual guess. What do you? So because
Like
you
an
only brought
actual-
in 2,400 for that month only. I mean, that's decent.
yeah.
But what do you think of that you spent on food? Eating out just by itself.
600.
Okay, you're close.
Like
It was
600?
$529,
Okay.
which I'm almost impressed. You're saying so?
Does it do eating out? Does that count as like Walmart?
No. So I have groceries
Oh,
is
God.
9.3%, and then eating out is 17.9% of your income or what
Dang.
you spent.
I'm-
So
This is why we don't get in relationships with people that like to DoorDash. This is why.
well, DoorDashing's fine. My only
No, because
question.
they overprice it, and then
Oh, they do.
and then I feel like I have to tip because then I feel bad. And
Oh no,
so I
they can
tip.
starve. It's okay. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. As somebody who does DoorDash, like
I do
the driver
DoorDash.
side of it,
Me too.
I
I tried
tip
it-
more now because I've done it.
That's why I do it because I DoorDash for like
Yeah.
some extra money.
Yeah.
For DoorDash. 'Cause I'm
But-
big back. I'm kidding. But
So this is not gonna be an average month, right? Because you just said you got this new job. When do you start?
July 8th.
Okay, so like pretty soon.
Yeah.
And do you have to move anywhere? Are you staying here?
I already moved to Tyler. It's like in Tyler because I was in White House. And
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay.
I moved like 15 minutes away.
Okay.
So
And so now you're not living with the ex
no.
because they were roommates.
And we were roommates.
And they were
but no, not anymore. But yeah, and it's just me and the bean.
Okay. Well, that's good.
But yeah.
Yeah, the only reason I ask is 2,400 came in from both what I'm assuming is work and then digital deposits, so like cash apps and other things like that. And then 2,900 went out.
Yeah,
And so, do you still have Rocket Money?
I do.
What do you think of Rocket Money?
So
Do you use it? Like, do you actually use it, or
I
is it
actually
just
use it.
okay?
Like I genuinely do. I like it. I don't like the way they make it kind of confusing. Like to me, they make it a little confusing. Like, so I was trying to like do so you can have them. So I have two different savings accounts. So one savings account. My brain just went out.
You're
the
good.
window. All
Savings
right.
accounts. One of them.
So
is,
I have two savings accounts. So one of them is with Rocket Money. Rocket Money will grab money just out of my account as like, then that's my emergency.
Is there a system to it, or is it just like they randomly take?
They just ran. So like they kind of like.
Is it like rounding up your
They-
purchases?
So no, it's like more of like, they take like $20 a week out of it or something like that.
Okay.
And like you can choose how much, how often, how much, they,
Yeah.
and like everything. But like I like Rocket Money. I got it genuinely because TikTok.
That's fair.
Like,
yeah.
TikTok was just like all about it, and so I was like, "What is this? Like, what?" And I genuinely just wanted to see, and it actually is pretty like, it's okay. You can actually see like subscriptions. Like that was a little hard because I don't have subscriptions, except to Xbox Game Pass.
I was about to say.
You were like, "What?" I have like two subscriptions, but the way they categorize it, they put rent as a subscription. And
Oh
other
yeah,
stuff,
because it's
and-
recurring.
So it's like, it's a little confusing that way when I'm like, I'm not trying to look at that. I'm trying to look at this.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's kind of helpful. I go on there. I mostly just use that savings thing. I don't, like,
Yeah.
I'll look on there every once in a while, but I use it because they can just, like, make a savings account. and
So
that's fine.
now, how much are in? So you have kind of an emergency fund and then a real emergency fund.
Mm-hmm.
How much are in the two?
Like,
Like right
in
now?
total?
Yeah. Well, like
Like
in each
what-
account.
So
Do you know?
in the emergency, I just took a little bit out. That's more of like, oh, I don't have money for groceries
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
thing. Emergency is like, I don't have a car anymore.
All caps. Yeah.
Like, I don't have a car anymore. I don't have a place to live anymore kind of thing. So now there's about $9,000 in both of those accounts. Like
Really?
together.
Okay, yeah.
So like
Combined, they're 9. Okay.
9,000. So
Nice.
I've been trying really hard to like when I worked as a waitress, I was able to save money very well because
Yeah.
like I would have my cash tips and I would put that in a jar and then I would go to Chase and be like,
Put this in my account. Yeah.
put this in here. And that's basically how I did that. And I also started an account for him. So when he's older, it builds interest. I put $2,000 in there.
What's the account?
It's just a savings account.
Just a savings
It's
account,
just a
okay.
savings account, and it just builds interest.
Is it
and
a high yield or is it just a normal savings?
It's just normal savings
Okay.
account. But I'm going to be moving it to, like, different stuff.
I'm not
But, yeah.
sponsored, but you should. Not yet, obviously. My 200 subs. I mean, three of them are right back here. Point at your camera. Yeah, point at your camera. Yeah. No, but I love SoFi just because they've got 4.6%. I can kind of show you real quick. They have 4.6% interest. So whatever account you probably have open, if it's just through a bank and it's not a high yield, I got paid. That's hot. It's 4.6%, and so
Okay.
like this month it made me like $14
Okay.
just from keeping it in there. But a bank account with a normal bank typically has like 0.01%. That makes you a penny for every 1,000. This will
Okay.
make you like a lot more.
Okay.
You're not gonna get rich off of it.
But it's extra.
It's extra.
Nobody's going to complain
Yeah.
about extra money.
Of course, yeah.
And if you do, then you're weird.
Dang.
Yeah.
So you have 9,000 in a savings account, or 2 savings accounts. Do you have any retirement? How old are you? You're 38, 39,
I'm 40.
40?
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
40.
As I've talked about in other episodes, having your number in terms of what you need to retire, whether that be retiring at 65 or 35, and I really do need to make a video on the FIRE movement, but that's a whole different episode. Having your number on how much you actually need in retirement to live the life that you want to live, I think is very important. And I think people our age, that's going to be a big topic in these episodes, is asking people, what do you want to do? How much do you actually need in your investment accounts to get to that crossover point, and then to get to the point where you don't have to work anymore? You can live the life that you want to live. And when I asked her that, this was her answer. So do you have any retirement, anything set up?
I don't know what I'm doing for retirement.
That's fair.
All I know, I want to get a tiny house in Scotland away from
Why
people
Scotland?
because it's pretty.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
And I want to have a tiny house in Scotland away
Do you
from
know you
people.
can buy like a square yard or meter or something,
It's a square foot.
square foot, in Scotland to become a lord? Like you can have the
Didn't
title
know
lord.
that.
It's
That's
so cool.
great. I'm gonna do that.
They did that for my father-in-law, and they were like, "You're Lord Alan Knox now," and I was like, "That's so cool." But okay, so part of what this show is based on is I can't really, for legal reasons, my lawyer has advice. No, I'm just kidding. I can't really give you direct advice in terms of what to invest in, but I can say my thing is, I think setting an account up for Bean is a great thing, because then you're setting him up to actually have something. But
Because like what I'm gonna do with the reason why I set up the account, so like when he's older, so let's say like 16, and then he wants to have a job and like after school or something,
Yeah.
he can do that, but he's also gonna pay rent. And so
Oh, you're doing that? Yeah,
So
yeah.
he pays
I've always wanted to do
quote
that.
unquote rent, and so that rent that he gives me will go into that savings account. And then when he's
I'm
like,
showing him this video
I'm going-
when he's however old.
and he's gonna be like, "Mom, where did that all go?" I'm kidding. I'm kidding. And so he's gonna.
You see that Tesla outside? That's where it went, right there. It went to that Tesla.
It's gonna be right next to my dad's. The two.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
two.
That's funny.
Oh, that's horrible. But he'll pay like rent, and he'll afterwards when he's like, "I'm ready to move out," and I'm like, "Okay, cool." And then I'll just give him that bank account, or like
Yeah.
that savings account. Be like, "All right, this is what you have to be able to move out. Be smart with it.
Yeah.
Don't be stupid."
Yeah.
So yeah.
Don't DoorDash McDonald's. No, I'm just kidding. So with retirement, what I like asking people this, because one of the shows that I like to watch, he asks everyone what their number is. So you want to, that's such an interesting dream. You want to own a tiny home in Scotland. Anything else that you'd want to do in retirement? Is there like an actual goal of, I mean, that is an actual goal, but
I want to be away from people, but I want to be one of those, like, I want a tiny home, but I want to be able to live and travel. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, I want to, like, I would have to say if I had to have a certain amount of money to be able to get that way, it would be
Yeah.
it would be like probably like 9 million, just because
Okay.
I want to travel. I want to travel and be able to have
That's a really high
experiences.
number.
What's yours?
Well, 10. But
So it's like about the same.
My reason is to ask that is, have you actually worked out that 9 is what you need? Or is that just kind of what you're like,
It's like,
think that's what I
I'm
need?
thinking about how, like, okay, so I want to be able to travel. I want to be able to do this.
If people, when they're planning their retirement, kind of either over or way underestimate how much they actually need.
I would rather overestimate.
Sure. And
Yeah.
that's good. But
Because then the rest of it would just go to that thing over there that's...
that thing.
I call him
Yeah,
a
you're
thing.
a thing now.
I call him thing. Oh.
Well, the only reason I say that is because 9 million a year is roughly 300,000 a year income. Do you think you need a $300,000 income?
Do you? Well, if I work once I graduate from school and I do the cybersecurity, my minimum would be $100,000 a year. That's starting out.
Yeah.
I can work up and do kind of like what my dad does and has
At Microsoft.
At Microsoft, and work up and just keep going and going and
Yeah.
going, and I could keep doing that. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, that's where I think. I mean, 9 million is definitely possible. That's
it's possible if you have a strict way of like putting money away.
kinda. Yeah.
and
I
being
mean,
able
it's
to
it's not so much that
not
I think it
buy
has to be
McDonald's for your
strict.
coworkers.
I think
Like-
there can be a balance to it, because that's why when I was like coming up with the idea for the show, I didn't want to shame anybody for like. Well, I might shame you. No, I'm just kidding. I don't want
fat
to.
shame him.
I don't want to shame anybody for spending money eating out or spending their money on things they enjoy. And I just want them to be conscious of it.
Yeah.
So if you really do enjoy spending money on buying other people food or buying other people gifts,
I do and I don't. Like, I hate people. I hate people. Like, it's such a weird thing because I don't like people. But, like, when I'm out with people, I'm like, you guys want to go get something? Yeah, sure. I don't have the money for it. I asked
you
if
need
you
richer
wanted
friends.
something.
No, I'm just kidding.
Look,
Zayden pays for me. That's why that's where I want people to like be conscious of kind of what they're spending their money on, because if you put and if eating out is something that you genuinely do, like, you enjoy doing
I
it.
like going out, but lately, like since I'm not with him, he's not living with me, I like to cook at home.
Yeah.
I really like cooking. And, like, that's another thing. I really like cooking at home, and I'm able to, like, do that. Because he's like, can we just DoorDash something? And I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
I guess.
People that aren't employed tend to DoorDash a lot.
A lot of people that don't have a car and have no life and is an alcoholic tend to do that, too.
Should we send him this video? Anyway.
Yeah.
So
Let's do it.
kind of what I wanted to do. One of my favorite parts about making this episode is I want to kind of go through and we can hypothetically make what your budget can kind of look like. I'm going to delete the transfer out to your ex category.
Okay.
I'm going to assume that's not going to be there anymore.
No, absolutely not.
So how much do you think? So you said you're making $80K at this job.
Mm-hmm.
So you're probably going to net like 4,000?
4 or 5. No, I'm trying to think a month.
I was going to say it'd probably be like 5,500 after taxes. Because, hey, what's 80 divided by 12? 7?
No, I made
No, okay. Hold
I
on.
think I think you are close. No, because that's 60.
6,666. So I'd assume that you're netting probably 5,500.
Hell yeah.
So I'm gonna write that in, and I'm gonna do. My favorite thing about some of the other shows is they do these like graphs that like come up on the screen as you do it. I'm a child.
It's okay.
I just had food snacks. Okay, so we'll kind of go
Food
through.
snacks.
What is your rent right now?
Right now it's $899.
Is it gonna stay that way?
Well, it should.
Okay.
If not,
I didn't know if that's
then
like.
I'll be able to pay for it. But like,
Okay,
I hope.
899.
Yes.
Like exactly.
899, and then I have other bills.
What's probably? What do you have internet?
Yes.
What's that gonna be?
I would kill myself without internet. I'm kidding.
Same. I mean, honestly, that's fair.
But like, so it's like a technology package that came in. So it's like $70.
Are you streaming on Twitch?
No, it's like with the rent agreement, they did like a technology package. So
Oh, they like cover your. Is it in your rent?
No, it's
Or
like
is it-
it's like $70.
7D.
7D because you can also have cable and like it's pretty fast internet.
Okay. So we'll have that.
It goes zoom internet.
So you don't have a car payment anymore.
No,
What's your car insurance?
200.
Even?
198.
Okay.
So
We'll do that. 198. Okay, and then do you pay for your phone?
no,
Okay.
that's the one thing my dad does.
So I'll probably give you, let's say 400 for groceries. Typically I'd say 300, but you have a
I'm
kid.
like way under that.
Wait, yeah, I mean,
I'm, like, way under it.
The statement you sent me, you spent 275, but my other thing is with how much you spent eating out. But and then do you pay electric or water or anything like that? What's electric?
Electricity, I don't know exactly yet at this new place, but we'll just do it from my other place. It was 130,
Okay.
but it was only like that because somebody didn't
The
know how to shut
electric
off
bill
lights.
that I have is 161. for
Oh
what you had.
yeah, that was when he decided. Never mind. Anyway, yeah, no.
Assuming if
let's
he's
just,
gone,
let's
yeah.
just do 130 because it was 130 until he decided to be spicy. Let's just do 130.
I agree, little man.
I know.
And then water?
It's included with rent.
It's included. Okay. All right. So how much do you think you spent on gas for both? You have a motorcycle and then your car. How much do you think for both of them combined in a month?
In a month. So for the bike, I pay like maybe like $30 a month for it because it's like
So $30 for the motorcycle, and then how much you think for your car? I mean, is your job at home, or are you gonna be
it'll
going?
be
to
at home. So
how much you think you're gonna spend on gas? You hate people.
and like all my like everybody is like that I like actually like kind of want to have talked to is like in the same apartment complex as me.
So how much you think on gas? 100?
Like for this next month?
Yeah, 100, 150. So then you've got 400 on groceries, 130 on electric, 100 for gas, 60 for savings. Any subscriptions or anything that you have? Bluey for the kid? Anything?
No, I steal my dad's on
Dang.
that.
I mean, same. I don't pay for anything.
Xbox
how much is
Game
that?
Pass, $16.99.
Okay, so we'll put that in there. Any other spending or anything that I didn't think of that you're like?
My motorcycle insurance,
Oh, that's right. Let me add that.
it's $30 a month.
30?
It went up.
Okay. Did you get a wreck?
No, it just went up because of the season. It's riding season now, so it went up. It's called riding season because summertime is riding season.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
That's why
And
you see
then-
so many more bikers right now.
Yeah. Anything else that you're like, this is something
I'm
I have?
probably gonna think about it like later tonight, and I'm gonna be like,
I should have said that. That's typically how it goes, though.
but no.
Let me add this together real quick. Out of a $5,500 income, your allotted bills that we kind of laid out is going to end up being about 2,000 of it. So you're going to have 3,500 left over,
Hell yeah,
which is pretty good.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So there's now some fun stuff we can do. You have no debt, right?
No debt.
0 debt.
But I've been thinking about getting a credit card just to build up my credit.
Do you plan on buying a house? Ever?
No,
No?
not right now. Like way later, like 20
Okay.
years from now.
I get one. I don't know if your credit card. Have you ever had one? A credit card?
Yes.
Okay.
I paid it all. Remember when?
Yeah. I'm more
I
asking
paid
for
it
the
all
show,
off,
'cause
and
I
I went
remember
up
all
to
this.
you, and I went. Guess what I did?
So you were more, if I remember right, you carried a balance a lot, right? Or was it,
It was.
just that one time that you carried?
It was just that one time because I was like trying to find a job and I didn't
Yeah.
have like all that stuff. But
So I mean, if you feel you're a credit card person and you can
I
spend
could
just
do
a
it.
little bit on it and then pay it off each month, I think your income at
that's
that
what I
point would
would-
be high enough
yeah,
that you wouldn't really feel it. And if you're gonna, I'd keep your limit
I keep my.
somewhat low.
I keep when I had my credit card. The most I would spend on it was $200.
Yeah.
Like, that was the most, and that was only because like why would I spend money I don't have?
Yeah, at a 30% interest or whatever it was.
Yeah, it was wild.
And that's where like there's a few people that I know that are coming on this show. Not today, but like there's a few that I'm talking
I'm
to.
gonna be right in the back.
No,
the
it's not
entire
Nick.
time.
But no, but there are a few people that I want to have on the show that I know they're in a lot of credit card debt, and that's where I'm like, please don't get a credit card. But if you are a credit card person and you can pay it off consistently, because I'm the same way. I put like $200 on it and then pay it off each month.
I'm able to pay it off.
So yeah, you have $3,500 left over after all these bills. What are like 3 things that you're like, I kind of want to spend my money? Is eating out one of those? Would you say? Because theoretically, you could spend the exact same amount and still be fine. Theoretically.
It's just me and Bean. I'm not going to be going out a whole lot, so it'll probably get cut down to maybe $100 a month.
Okay. I'll put
So
that
like,
in there. And then is there anything where you're like, I kind of want to spend money on this? This would be something.
Traveling. I love traveling.
Would you probably say you'd want to save up and then travel later, or would you want to do it every month where you're like, I'm going to
probably
Dallas?
just be like save up because I would like to do like.
How much would you set aside a month?
It would just depend on how long I would want to be there. Like February. In February, I'm going to be going to Orlando, and I'm taking Finley to Disneyland, Disney World, and all the fun parks.
I don't know. I'll pick a number. We can change this later. I'll say $250 for traveling. Just set aside.
Let's just do that. Yeah.
Because then that leaves, and let's see. That leaves an extra. So that leaves still about half your income. So because you have a kid, I would probably want to open up a retirement account. And though I think it's up to you on how you want to allot that, and I do your own kind of research on that. I think so. Mine is a target date fund, which basically just means I want to retire by 2065, or like that kind of time frame. And so it kind of automatically picks what to buy. And it's super lazy. I don't like looking at stocks. I don't like picking stuff. So I'd probably put, and of course we can adjust this later, but because there is a kid in the picture, I'd want to at least have something being put in retirement, just because, and it feels selfish because you want to set money aside for your kid so that he's more taken care of.
But like if I don't use that
you
money
have to be
when
taken care of, or else he's gonna have to take care of you.
Yeah.
And that's lame.
Yeah, no, that's not cool.
And especially at this great of an income at your age. Okay. So your rent is roughly 18% of your income. If you even invested $500, which is almost maxing out your account for at least just a Roth IRA, that's 10%. I'd argue you probably wouldn't even feel it. I'd argue just because 500, I mean, you could spend the same amount on eating out and you still probably wouldn't feel it financially. At least 10% is not a lot.
Yeah.
It feels like a lot at the moment because if you ever spend $500, you're like, that's a lot of money. But spread out through a month.
Oh yeah, I made that in like a second.
Yeah, you're making that really quickly. So you still have, in just this budget, you still have $2,246 remaining to distribute however you want. Personally, if it was me, I would put as much as I possibly could into as many retirement accounts as possible, because you very easily could get $9 million, especially with how young you are. You could probably get more than that, because if you max it out, just one Roth IRA, you're 20. Max out. So the maximum contribution this year is $7,000. Say you retire at 65. Let's say you have a decent 10% rate.
I'm gonna make it to 65.
That's true. I'm dying at 64 on the dot. You should have 5.3 million in just that account. So if the market does fantastic and you get the higher end, which I doubt you will, but you get the higher end, you're at 10.1 million. In just one account, and it just costs you $500 every month, and you won't even feel it. So that would probably be how I'd kind of set it up, because that leaves you with 50% of your income still kind of discretionary, up to you. I'd probably save it, but
that's what I do. Like with whatever I have left over, I save it.
Yeah.
And that's or I give it away.
Well, that's where I want to be conscious of. I mean, even if you did add, you could give away $500 a month, and it still wouldn't hurt you.
Lucky winner.
I mean, I know I'm paying you to be on this show, but if you wanted to no, I'm just kidding. But I mean, really, even if you did want to be generous and give $500 or even $1,000, you're still I think it's better to make sure that you're taken care of, because then you can give more later on. And so even if you wanted to set aside $500 in his account while you're also putting in your own retirement. So all in all, my favorite part about a lot of this episode was talking to her about she very much cares for other people, and she says in the episode that she doesn't, but she very much does care about other people. She loves her friends, she loves her family, she loves her kid, and I can tell that just in the first 10 minutes of talking to her. So I think that's a very amazing thing, and given her income and the structure that we can give her around the budget, and you kind of see us talking through that throughout the episode, we kind of see that I think there is a big portion of her income that can be going and giving it away. But I do think that there needs to be some sort of structure. And so when I lay it out for her, I want a lot of her budget to go towards tomorrow, because now she's at a point when you make that big of an income jump, and I've made them before too, where you go from making barely enough to survive to now you have a lot of extra money. You've worked, and now you've traded your time for money. You've learned skills. You've gotten to the point where you're buying your time back, where now you make enough. Like, everything is taken care of. Now what do you do with the excess amount? And I think with her, a small portion of that, or a medium portion of that, can go towards giving and giving it to other people, so that she can, provide for the people around her in the ways that she wants to. And I think that's a very good thing. I do, however, feel that if she puts an even bigger percentage into her future tomorrow, where she can give even more tomorrow, that is, I think, an important goal that I think she's going to have to kind of work through. Because obviously this is a half hour, an hour long episode. I think it took about 2 hours to record, but it's 2 hours. I can't do everything. But I think if she can set out to a point where she can save and invest enough for tomorrow, both for her and her kid, she can really set herself up to where she doesn't need to worry about anything, and she can be overwhelmingly generous in areas most people only dream of. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching today's episode of Jumpstart. If you guys have enjoyed, drop a like and comment down below who I should talk to next, what I should talk about, and what I should make a video on next. These are really fun. They take a long time to put together. So if you guys can share this video with whoever, I really appreciate it if you think it's something they'd enjoy. And I will say also thank you to 2 people, Ramit Sadie and Caleb Hammer. I doubt they'll ever see this, but this show is specifically based on their 2 shows. So I Will Teach You to Be Rich and Financial Audit. This is kind of a mashup of their 2 shows plus my spin on it, because I really love talking about money with people. I really love talking to them about their finances and looking at different situations to see what they're going to do through their lives and how I can help. So again, thank you everyone for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Adios.